Well, tell us a little bit about, what's the appeal for you, and maybe, you talk to a ton of people. Obviously, you're talking to people all the time about commercial real estate. What's the appeal of commercial real estate investing?
Well, I mean, for me, going from single family, the appeal was manyfold. One of which is, you can own 100 single family houses, right? And you've got 100 roofs, and you've got 100 AC units and 100 crawl spaces, or foundations to deal with, whatever. You got 100, and they could be dispersed across an unknown, amount of space. Or you could buy 100 units all on a nice little 8-acre parcel. So your maintenance guy isn't driving all over the country just to take care of the maintenance requests, right? He's on site. It takes him 1 minute to get from one unit to the next. So there's just simple economies of scale there. Other thing is that when you go bigger into an asset like that, you can hire out management. So you can have on-site management. You can have on-site maintenance, as I've already said. Your maintenance costs are typically lower, because if you're going to buy one stove, you're going to buy 100 stoves if you're going to do a value add, and they're all going to be the same stove, and they're going to come on one big giant truck. Not, hey, Mr. Lowe's man, can you send a stove to this address? Oh, there's $80 delivery fee. Use it 100 times. You spend $8,000 on delivery fees. Like, this is ridiculous. You're not going to spend $8,000 getting 100 stoves delivered to one location. So economies of scale, I think, on that front, measurable, it's repeatable. It is just stepping into a much better and more organized and well-trodden system. So you can see where others have done it before you. And it's like, okay, this is the way that this is typically done. So I think all of those things are excellent reasons to go bigger, not just to mention go bigger, but financing's easier. It's way easier to get a $10 million loan than it is to get a $100,000 loan from a bank on a single family house. Same amount of paper, just more zeros attached to it. And in fact, easier because they understand the business, right? They understand, cash flowing, rent rolls. Okay. Projections, here's where you are. This is what value add looks like. If you, increase the rents, blah, 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 we can underwrite to that. It's just a more professional group of people to deal with. And that just makes it just greases the skids. So that's many of the reasons I love it.
Yeah. I mean, and that's counterintuitive too, right? Like, you would expect a larger loan to be much more difficult to get. But for the reasons that you mentioned, it turns out not to be the case. It's, right. It's the same amount of work or even less sometimes, and ease of getting those loans. So that's, I love those reasons. And I think they all are, super compelling. And it's also why I think, commercial real estate's been blowing up lately, especially multifamily. I know you do self-storage stuff too. That's been blowing up. Mobile home parks been blowing up, all that stuff. So yeah, awesome asset class, and love that. Okay.